Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call to order the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate Hearing Agenda for June 2nd, 2021. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the Special Magistrate. It's been appointed by the city to preside over today's hearing. If you have any cell phones, please silence those so they don't interrupt our proceedings. That will be appreciated. We have a very big agenda today, so let's go ahead and get started. I think we'll first be taking cases for the folks who signed in, or maybe some of the construction services cases. Either way, though, if you are going to be speaking to me about anything on my agenda today, your testimony does need to be sworn, so I need to place you under oath. I can place everyone under oath at the same time, so if you'll please stand, raise your right hands, I will swear everybody in. If you're going to be testifying, do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. You can all have a seat, and let's go ahead and get started. When your case is called, please come up to the podium to my right. For each case, we will proceed this way. I will hear from the city first. City's witnesses will testify, tell me about the case. There may be documents and photographs which may appear on the screen. You'll have an opportunity to look at those. Once the city's concluded its presentation and made any recommendations regarding the disposition of the matter, you'll have an opportunity to both ask questions of the city witnesses as well as give me additional testimony about the case from your perspective. If you have additional documents or photographs that you would like me to consider, that would be the time to produce those. So that's generally how we will proceed. Now, let's go ahead and get started.
Matter number 1, case number CE21030626, case address 924 McIntosh Street.
Luis Crespo. This is for 924th and 26 McIntosh. The address was cited in 2019 for work being done without a permit, and a homeowner purchased the property, and it had to be recited. So I believe he's not here today, so I spoke to him.
Did you say it started in 2019? Okay, what's been going on since then?
I spoke to him a couple of times, and he's aware that he needs the permits. There was a permit pulled 4 times the fee, but it was by the contractor. But he's now responsible for the outstanding permits. He says he want to search title and why they didn't find these open permits in violation. So
Have any permits been applied for at all?
No, not since
nothing at all. And what was
there was one for mechanical. It's all for irrigation, plumbing, and electrical. So there's 4 other permits that need to be pulled. One was pulled and no action taken, so it's still pending.
I'm seeing the photographs. There's obviously renovation work going on, but tell me what specifically is the work that required a permit that was being done without permits?
Electrical, irrigation, mechanical has a permit, and the plumbing. Those are the 4 items.
And you have been in contact with the property owner?
Yes, I have. He's in Tampa, so he has a problem coming down, but I guess he's not here today, maybe late.
All right. What is your recommendation for resolution of this case?
I would give him 30 more days and $25 a day fine after that.
30 days to secure the permits, is that?
Correct.
All right. How did we get notice of the violation and notice of today's hearing?
Posted.
Beg your pardon?
It was posted.
Was there also certified mail that was
Yes, sir.
sent and that was returned?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent? All right, it does not appear that there is. However, with the posting following the return certified mail, the city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept your recommendation. I'll allow 30 additional days for the respondent to comply by obtaining the required permits to continue the work that's been started without permits. After that, daily fines of $25 a day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Thank you very much.
Matter number 7, case number CE21040309, case address 550 Okeechobee Boulevard, UPH-18. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 550 Okeechobee Road, upper penthouse number 18, was initially cited on 4/14/21. Certified mail was sent on 4/23/21. We do have a signed certified mail receipt on file. The property as well as City Hall was posted. Property was cited for 18103I, equipment maintenance, 22-32-A, certificate of use, 82-144. As of last evening, the following sections have complied, 22-32-A and 82-144, with regard to the rental license. To the best of my knowledge, the other code sections remain out of compliance, 18103I. Specifically, when I did my inspection, the dishwasher appeared to be inoperable. The refrigerator was malfunctioning. There was some freezing of the ice. The stove also appeared to be in disrepair. There was an exhaust fan that was adjacent the bathroom and in the room area that was inoperable at that time. The windows were very difficult to open, the room windows, and also there's some sliders that were extremely difficult to open, which in effect they are in a state of disrepair.
Was this a tenant-driven complaint? How did this?
It was a tenant-driven complaint, yes, sir.
On the certificate of use and BTR, are you looking for a finding of fact, or do you just want those complied out?
Just complied.
Okay. And then what's your recommendation on 18103I?
The city would like, I understand that there's been some communication with the tenant as well as the property owner. I've also been part of kind of that email thread as well. And so I'm aware that there has been a lot of correspondence going back and forth in terms of the owner believes that these things, the equipment rather, should be in good repair, and this tenant is stating something totally different. But in light of all that, the city would like to give the owner 30 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $50 per day be imposed.
All right, let me come over and hear from the respondent. Yes, ma'am, if you could tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Yeah, my name is Edma Solomon, and my address is 1001 Northeast 27th Terrace, Pompano Beach, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we received this violation. I was overseas because we were stuck because of Corona. So when the tenant leased the apartment, I wasn't here. It was through the realtor. And there was some things that needed to be taken care of the apartment. We did. And she moved in December 1st. In January, she mentioned that there is the fridge wasn't doing well, and the dishwasher, well, actually the dishwasher was replaced before she moved in with a new one, brand new one. And she didn't mention anything about the dishwasher, just the fridge, and about the vent, and about the refrigerator, the vent, and the stove, okay? And we said, okay, and we hired 2 handymen that were, approved by the association, because they have to be approved by the association. And with her approval, they did fix. I have proof of all the communication, because we were overseas, so we were communicating either through email or WhatsApp. She stopped communicating with us through the phone or the WhatsApp. She said she doesn't want to communicate. So
When
anyway,
when did that happen?
that happened in February.
Okay, so there's been no communication between you and your tenant since February?
Just email, okay? So
Okay.
we hired those 2 people, and Mr. Williams, we tried, to conduct some kind of inspection with those 2 people, 2
Okay.
maintenance people there, just to prove that they did work on all the items that she has mentioned, which is the dishwasher, which was repaired, a new one. The refrigerator, I have from the company the receipt that it was fixed in February, and the freezer. The stove also, we changed the top. The exhaust fan was fixed by Mr. Jandy, the windows and the sliders, and at one time, she paid Mr. Steven, one of the handymen, $100 and deducted it from the rent to fix the door, and she said it was fixed. And all of a sudden, I received that notice of violation saying that all these are not working. And she stopped paying the rent. She didn't pay the rent for May, and now she didn't pay the rent for June. So I have, if needed, I have all copies of all the correspondence with the handyman and the receipts of payments.
And I'm happy to look at those. Why don't you show them to Mr. Williams first, and then I'll...
Sure. I'm sorry. Okay, that's for the refrigerator. That shows, this is the company that replaced it.
Right.
And here all the correspondence with Steve, which is the handyman.
Okay.
That's the refrigerator, that's the dishwasher that was replaced with a new one, installed today and was done. Okay? And, oh, this is not, you don't need this one. And this one is for, that's when Steve, we called him, when we received this, we asked him that, did you do this? We sent him this text, and he said that it was, everything was going good, running good. He doesn't know. Oh, this is the correspondence with them. This is the dishwasher, and this is the windows and doors. That's when she deducted $100, and she sent the rent minus $100 because she said that it was fixed. And this is the bathroom vent that was fixed here. And this one is the ice maker that we replaced all the parts for the ice maker. And this is for the stove. And here I have a picture of the new stove that was installed.
Okay.
So Steve is saying, I don't know if she ruined them or what did she do. They're not, because when they finished the work in February, everything was running great.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
do you need them?
Okay, yeah, I'll pass those on to the
Oh,
magistrate.
okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, does the city have any objection to these being made part of the record for this hearing?
No, we do not.
All right, let me take a look at what we have here.
Also, magistrate, the tenant also is here and wanted to provide some testimony.
Mr. Williams, you took a look at these documents. When was your inspection compared to when these documents were created by the handyman?
My inspection took place after the date of those documents, and as I as I stated earlier, when I did my inspection, the appliances did seem to not be functioning properly. That said, I don't know if if in fact they were repaired prior to my inspection, or I have no idea what happened with the appliances. But my testimony is that when I did my inspection, the appliances did appear to have some problem functioning. As of today, I don't know what the state of those appliances are because I have not been back to the unit. We tried to set up an inspection on last week, but we couldn't get all parties on the same page in terms of a date and a time frame. So I don't know what the state of the appliances are. And what I wanted to do is meet there at the unit along with her handy people who perform the maintenance, and meet there with them so that we can certainly take a look at all these things together just to ensure that everything is properly functioning.
All right, a little bit of housekeeping for the record. Without objection, I'll accept into the record for this hearing the following documents provided by the respondent. We have email correspondence regarding stove maintenance, ice maker maintenance, bathroom vent, windows and doors. Looks like some screenshots of text correspondence regarding the creation of this code enforcement case, and then maintenance of the dishwasher and the refrigerator. So those will all be part of the record. May the city keep these actual documents, or do we need to have copies made?
Oh, no, you can keep them.
Okay. All right, ma'am, before I hear from the city's other witness, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? And I'll come back to you as well to give you an opportunity to follow up after.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Mr. Williams, why don't you have your witness come on up and testify?
You can certainly provide your testimony.
Yes, ma'am, tell me your name and address, and then you can proceed.
Hi, my name is Victoria Busing, and I live at UPH 18, 550 Okeechobee.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I didn't know I had to print documents to refute. I didn't know we were refuting actually the repairs that needed to be made. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. But I have on my phone here, I know that she mentioned there was $100 that I did pay maintenance to open the window. And I have the refuted testimony that she said that she did make the repairs. The owners were fully aware that the windows were inoperable. It caused me severe anxiety. I suffer from a disability. So I would go into panic attacks in my room when there was absolutely no air and very hot. They were fully aware of this, and after the repair was made, when I made a $100 payment to do maintenance on the window, the repairman told me that they were unwilling to get the springs that were necessary to repair the windows or replace the windows. And in fact, he offered to open my windows whenever I wanted to because he was down the hall. So I was a little shocked, but you can actually see that I refuted that. In terms of the refrigerator, I mean, I could go down the list.
Well, I'm going to ask you to tell me exactly what's wrong with every single thing that the city has listed as a violation, because just so that everybody understands, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you tell me exactly what's wrong. I'm going to have the city go and inspect this and see if that is exactly what's going on, and then we're going to go from there. So let's start with the dishwasher. The city has alleged the dishwasher is inoperable. Tell me what's going on with the dishwasher.
The dishwasher, it was a brand-new dishwasher. It was functioning fine, and then it just, now it just won't turn on.
Dishwasher doesn't turn on at all?
It doesn't. All the lights are all going on at the same time.
Okay, so that's different than it not coming on at all?
It's on, but it doesn't, you can't press start or any of the buttons. It just, flashes.
All right, you get that, Mr. Williams? Because I'm going to direct the city to inspect all of this for exactly what the testimony is, because it doesn't seem to me that you've been out there recently. Okay, so the dishwasher turns on, but it doesn't work. All the lights come on at the same time, and no cycles will. Okay,
Correct.
Tell me what's wrong with the refrigerator.
The refrigerator, when I first moved in, made a lot of noise, actually, very disrupted noises that would wake me up in the middle of the night. So I would go for days without loud noises. I filmed it, sent it over to Stephen, the repairman. I think I sent a copy to Mr. Williams. The filter has not been replaced. They were aware of that, and this was March 5th, and I have it here, all that information, if you want to see it, that they were fully aware that a filter needed to be replaced March 5th, and the repairman, Mr. Genti, acknowledged that they were fully aware and was surprised that no one had been to the place to actually look at the refrigerator. Additionally, the refrigerator is malfunctioning, and it's freezing my produce. and other items in the refrigerator, not the freezer. And the temperature has not been changed. Oh, and the ice dispenser is inoperable. It freezes into a solid. They've been there a couple of times. It's it's the original refrigerator that has been in the unit, and so it's just fallen apart.
Okay, so on the refrigerator, loud noises and the refrigeration compartments are experiencing a freezing, and the ice maker's not working. I've actually had that happen to my refrigerator. At least in my experience, there was a fan that quit working. It was a pretty easy fix. So, but regardless, I'm not here to be a refrigerator repairman. So take a look at that. The code requires that every supplied facility, equipment, or utility required under this article is constructed and installed so it will function safely and effectively and be maintained in good working condition. When you said filter, you're talking about the water filter?
Correct.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to make a finding right now that, water filter, I'm not finding a violation for a water filter that hasn't been changed. In my opinion, that's a consumable thing that I'm not finding a code enforcement violation because a water filter hasn't been changed. So you can take that, if that's part of the list, I'll take
Understood.
it off right now. I'm not finding that. So, okay, so that's the refrigerator. Tell me what's stove in disrepair.
Okay, the stove. It's maybe about 4 or 5 times a week I have to flip the switch breaker because there's a wiring malfunction with the stove. So at any given time, it would trigger something within the stove, and it would make an alarm sound, and at times would go off for about 45 minutes. The first time it happened, I had maintenance downstairs come and show me how to flip the switch. At times it won't lower the temperature, it won't turn on, it won't turn off, so it's very random. There's a wire malfunction with the stove. I sent the owner a video of it. I sent it to Mr. Williams and the maintenance people.
Okay, so, tripping the circuit breaker, that's certainly a concern. That shouldn't be happening. Exhaust fan in the bathroom, what's going on with the exhaust fan?
Doesn't turn on.
It doesn't work at all. Okay,
Doesn't work at all.
that's pretty easy.
Right, I did observe the exhaust fan not working.
Well, the windows and sliders, the way that this was written up, it was disrepair / difficult to open. I'm not completely clear on what's going on with these windows and sliders yet. So go ahead and tell me about the windows and the sliders. Okay,
the windows first wouldn't open at all. And so the maintenance came and he did a very simple WD-40 kind of treatment and cleaned it. And then afterwards, he said it wasn't opening anyway, but he could open it. But before, no one can open it. So he finally got it open, but he said, well, it needs springs or replacement, and they're not going to do it. I already know that. They said they're not going to. He said, but if you want to open your windows, just call me, and I'll come and open it for you. He lives three units down. Then we had Mr. Genti come, and he did another superficial treatment to the window, and he also claimed that they refused to get the proper springs to make the windows open so that it's operable.
Okay. And that's everything on my list. All right,
Oh, the
Madam
sliders? Did you want to know about the sliders?
You included that. Go ahead.
Yeah, the sliders are, at times it opens, sometimes it'll take me 10 minutes to try to open the sliders. And I have to keep jerking, it hurts my back when I do it because it's a very, very, very heavy slider. But yeah, you have to keep jerking. Sometimes it works the first time that you attempt to do it. Other times it takes about 10 minutes. It's very frustrating.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
Yes, I just, I've been advocating for this since I moved in. There were things that were just inherited in the unit that wasn't disclosed to me. So it's caused a grave inconvenience, not just that, but has constantly caused me to be debilitated. And when I have pursued measures to fix the unit, I've been met with harassment and opposition. And so it's been very, very difficult, and veiled threats of eviction because of my persistence to fix the matters. And what I do know is the previous tenant was there for 2 years without a working dishwasher. And I cannot live in a unit that was not disclosed to me about these matters. It's very frustrating. I'm a very busy person, and to have to be here to deal with this, it causes me a great deal of anxiety and stress.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Let me come back to the respondent. Go ahead.
The thing, what Mr. Busing is saying, that we did not communicate or we did not help. We did. When the communication was going on before, we hired those 2 people to come and fix it. We were not here. I wasn't here. I was waiting for her to tell me if there is a problem. I'm 15 hours away overseas. So that's why, but she stopped telling us any problem. Like when I received this one, I was shocked. I said, but they were fixed. How come she called the city and wasting this time here to come here instead of calling me or contacting me? Because we did take care, and I thought, according to the handyman, that it was fixed. And in each, if you see in every correspondence that you have, the Steve or Mr. Jandy, both of them would say that it's working good. And to me, overseas, I thought that it's working good. And then all of a sudden, she sent me the email saying, I'm not gonna pay rent anymore. And, like it's just until all these, I called the city, she called the city, actually, and I received the violation. So, and this is why. And since then, I arrived on the 27th of May. I have my boarding pass here. I came just for this. And I contacted Mr. Williams from overseas a couple of times to schedule an inspection before this meeting, so at least with the handyman, so they will tell him that, yeah, we fixed this, okay, needs more fixing, we'll fix it. But always either Miss Victoria was busy, not able to do it, Mr. Williams, it was a scheduling thing, so we couldn't do it. Even yesterday we were.
That hasn't happened at this point. Okay.
No,
So
no.
here's what I'm going to do in this case. I think I've heard enough for today.
Your Honor.
I do find proper notice. The respondent is present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, by way of housekeeping, I will find that 2232A and 82144 have complied. I am not going to make a finding today. On 18103I, I am directing the respondent and the city to coordinate an inspection with the maintenance folks and the city, whoever, Mr. Williams, whoever it needs to be. If it needs to be you, if you need someone from the building department, whoever it needs to be able to have a meaningful inspection of these issues. And I want to continue this until the July agenda, my July agenda. I don't want to give this to Kevin. I do want to give this to Kevin, but that would not be nice of me. Kevin's the other magistrate. And I would like a report from the maintenance folks and the city on that inspection, which needs to happen before the July agenda, and we will go from there. And that's what I'm doing today. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Matter number 58, case number CE 21030589, case address 142 Alpine Road.
Good morning,
morning.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code Enforcement. Okay. This property was posted on 5/14/2021. Certified mail was received on 4/5/2021, and it was for artificial turf. And I'm under the understanding that Mrs. Iris
Yeah, Valley.
Valley has asked for a special accommodation due to some kind of illness.
Yes, ma'am.
And Arlene has informed me that she's going to do some kind of research in regards to it. So we're asking for this to be continued to another date, correct?
Special Magistrate, we'd actually asked for two things. Because I've been out of the state for over a week, I was not able to perform my legal research that will be needed as a result of the question that she is asking. However, I am asking if you will make a finding of fact at this time, given that the artificial turf is there, in violation of the ordinances at this time, and then bring it back again on your agenda after I perform my research.
So the artificial turf was installed.
Correct, and Ms. Officer Luster could address all of those underlying facts for you at this time.
Was the request for the accommodation made after the turf was installed? Is that
Yes.
why you're asking for a finding of fact?
Yes,
And either way, the city's also requesting a continuance until,
Law can do their research in regards to the special accommodation.
okay, so like August? Is that what you're thinking?
it would just be your
Or you're just
July
gonna take it off the
agenda.
agenda and put it back on if need be? Type of
Sure.
thing? All right, let me come over and hear from the respondent. Yes, ma'am, go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about what's going on with this case.
Okay, thank you. My name is Iris Valley. I live at 142 Alpine Road. I was asking for a 90-day extension. I installed the artificial turf 13 years ago. All of my neighbors love the way it looks. It's always clean and consistent, but I didn't install it for that. I installed it because my son and I have severe eczema, and we're allergic to grass. We have a breakout of hives all over, and that's why I did it 13 years ago. The beauty of it is, and the water savings is a whole different area. But I did request an accommodation. This is the first I was hearing of it after 13 years.
I'm gonna say, did you say this has been in for 13 years? As
Yes.
I'm looking at the pictures the same way?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And then you're working through a process in the city for that accommodation at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you're asking for 90 days for this case to be continued?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Special Magistrate, we would object to the 90-day extension. For purposes of my office, we don't need that long to research it. Once it comes back, if she wants to ask for the 90 days at that time, in terms of bringing something into compliance, at that time, we would readjust the time request. But a 90-day right now, we don't need that to bring this back to be reheard.
So your preference would be to let the process for the request play out. If it takes more than 90 days, so be it. If it takes less than 90 days, so be it. Whenever that process is concluded, if there's still a code enforcement matter outstanding, you'll bring it back at that time. Is that? or am I
I'm not sure,
understanding?
I'm not sure that I'm understanding what you're saying. All I need is about a week to research it.
Oh, I was under the impression you needed.
Oh, to go through the accommodation, you mean?
Yes.
The accommodation process?
Yeah.
Give me one moment, please.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience, Magistrate. After consultation, the city would have no problem bringing this back for the August agenda, which would allow time for that accommodation process to go through its steps and my research.
A couple of quick questions. Was this a field observation generated case or a complaint generated?
This initiated from a complaint from original violation that was noticed from another code officer. And when that particular violation was posted, on the agenda, then those persons, those residents went around the entire South End and found all artificial turf and complained about it. So they put it in a written email as a complaint for every property in the South End that has artificial turf. And also, just to clarify something in regards to artificial turf, if you go by that property, you would not know that's artificial turf unless you got out and actually.
Right. No, I'm looking at the
Touched.
pictures.
That's
looks
just
like
how
it's-
good it is.
Yeah, I mean, the photographs look like extremely well manicured.
Yeah, it just looked like
Tell me
a
about the
well-manicured
process.
golf course
Let me
grass.
ask the respondent. Tell me about the process you're going through for the. What is it? What has to happen to conclude the process to get the is this a reasonable accommodation request? Is that what this is?
I'm making a reasonable accommodation
Okay,
request.
okay.
And if I may say something, when I did put this in, I travel all over the country working for technology companies, and I spent time in California where they give rebates, and in Nevada and in Arizona where they give rebates because of water runoff issues and pollution, and because of water savings, extreme droughts. And with everything that happened with my son and I thought, wow, this is fantastic, and I hired the best company, Southwest Greens, to find the most, environmentally safe, long-lasting artificial turf that I could put on there that would accommodate and not have issues with my son and I. And my neighbors they said that they would all be willing to sign a petition on how amazing it's looked over the years. We're actually coming up close to 14 years.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
No, thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Officer Lester.
Anything else from the city?
No, not for me.
All right, so based on what I've heard and the evidence that I'm looking at, there was proper notice for today's hearing and of the violation, but I am going to continue this. I'm gonna agree to the respondent's request. I'm gonna continue this to my September 1st agenda, and hopefully the reasonable accommodation process will have played out by then, and at that point we'll be able to take care of this case one way or the other.
Thank
Right,
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And I understand that that's over the city's objection on the 90-day piece.
No objection.
Matter number 60, case case number CE2104-0192, case address 250 Alpine Road.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Good morning, Officer Lester, West Palm Code Enforcement. This property was posted on 5/14/2021. Certified mail was signed on 4/12/2021. I have not spoken with the property owner, but I have spoken with her attorney, and it is for the artificial turf being in the front setback of the property. I'm asking for, it is not a small property. This is a lot of artificial turf. It looks like golf course grass, just to be honest with you.
I see.
I'm asking for 120 days or $50 per day after. It's a lot to do.
Okay. I guess we have counsel for the respondent present.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and you can place your name on the record and tell me about the case.
Sure. My name is Adam Epicassis. I'm from the law firm of Rabideau Klein in Palm Beach, and I'm here on behalf of Judith Barron at 250 Alpine Road. Ms. Barron is in attendance if you need her to testify or say anything as well. We are in agreement with Ms. Luster's recommendation. We would like to request 120 days to come into compliance with this. We would also like to bring up some issues with Ms. Barron and her ability to maintain the lot. So Ms. Barron is in her 70s. She has a pacemaker and she also uses a walker. So it's very hard for her to maintain the lots, and she has provided some pictures as well of what the lots around her look like when they're not maintained. This was done for aesthetic purposes. This was also done to lessen the load on her maintenance so she can enjoy her property for the remainder of her time living at this property. If you are in agreement, I can show the pictures to Ms. Luster as well, and I can show you pictures of what the property looks like, also what the surrounding properties that are not maintained look like.
I'm happy to look at the pictures. If you'd like to show them to Ms. Luster, I certainly, it sounds like everyone's in agreement. I have no objection to the 120 days, but I'm happy to look at the pictures if you'd like.
No, yeah, sure.
This is her property, neighboring property, another neighboring property.
Well aware of it. Thank you.
Beg your pardon?
I'm well aware of the other part.
Okay. Yep, I'm got.
These are both pictures of neighboring properties and what the grass looks like when she's unable to maintain. Her lot looked like this before she was able to put this grass in, and she's not in the
All right. The city have any objection to these three photographs being made part of the record for this hearing?
No, sir.
All right. Without objection, the three photographs supplied by the respondent are made part of the record for this case. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, we have nothing further to add. Just we
All right.
appreciate Ms. Luster's work and her accommodations.
Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Okay. There is proper notice in this case. I do make a finding that the property is in violation as cited. I am going to accept the city's recommendation as agreed to by the respondent's counsel, allow 120 days for compliance, thereafter daily fines of $50 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Matter number 8, case number CE21040312, case address 632 Hibiscus Street.
Okay. Michael Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Division. Property
Second, Mr. Williams.
632.
Did you say agenda item 18? 8.
8, yes, sir.
Okay, it didn't look right. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Property 632 Hibiscus was cited on 4/14/21. Certified mail was sent on 4/16/21. Certified mail for this particular case was returned once again. Both the property as well as City Hall was posted. Also, a hand delivery was also made at 632 Hibiscus. Property was cited for 7894C, swales and parkways requiring sod along South Sapodilla, 94-4-5-A, location of artificial turf that runs along the perimeter of some sections of South Sapodilla requires removal, and 18106M, maintaining the landscaping. There are some sections of the swell area that has rock which needs to be removed, and also 94-451-D artificial turf, which is unapproved. This particular case, magistrate, was before you, which you're
Several times.
several times.
So, yeah, bring me up to date. Have we had any forward progress? Do you have any good news on
Well,
this?
we have not had any forward progress. In fact, we actually renoticed it in hopes of eliciting a response from the property owner related to no avail. Once again, all of the certified mail has been coming back. So no response from them, no phone calls, anything. To no avail, the violations still remain.
And you're sending it to the address and the tax collector? And the
Yes, we
property
are.
appraiser's
Yes, we are.
records? And you're posting the property as well?
Yes, absolutely. And
This is
so
the second go-around.
right, and so as I said, we actually renoticed them just to get out.
That's what I mean, this is the second.
Right. Yes,
time.
exactly.
This is at least
It's
the
the
fourth
third
time, I
time.
think, that this
Right.
case
Yes,
has
exactly.
been in
This
front of
is
me.
this is exactly 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time.
Yeah. Okay. And,
And I'm Harriet Freeman here for the courtyards again.
yeah, remind me your name again, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Harriet Freeman.
Yes, Ms. Freeman,
Yes.
nice to see you
Yes,
again.
and we have, again, we were hoping Related would show up because we would like to get this done. And we've done some research on what to do, and we have a plan, but Related doesn't call us, doesn't contact us, and we don't know who their attorney is. We've asked the district manager over at Rosemary Square to have their attorney call me, or who his name or her name is, and they don't even provide us that.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up today, one way or the other. What's the city's recommendation for a resolution?
30 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $150 per day be imposed.
30 days, 150 a day?
Yes.
I think that's reasonable. Ma'am, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? I know you're an interested party. You're not the respondent, but you're
Yes.
certainly interested.
Oh, that's a housekeeping matter. On the initial final order, or findings of fact, it wasn't changed where I was named as the attorney for Related. That was never, you were going to amend that to? It was amended, you probably just didn't receive a copy of it. Oh, well, can you make sure I get a copy of it? Okay.
Okay, we'll get
But
you.
no,
make sure.
we don't, no, we just want Related to contact us, so whatever it takes, finding them, maybe they'll contact us.
Well, when you're running an operation of this size and like this, there needs to be communication. And I'm sorry that there's not, but at this point, I am going to find proper notice based on the testimony that I've received and the certified mail and posting.
Right.
I am going to find the property is in violation as cited. I'm going to accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Perhaps when the property is liened, that will get their attention.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, I wish I had a better solution, but that's what I could do. So,
Right.
thank you, ma'am,
Okay,
for
well,
coming
thank
again.
you.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for bringing this one in for a landing.
Matter number 30, case number CE21040258, case address 821 14th Street.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. 30, right? Property was cited April 13th. Certified mail was sent out and signed for April 28th. Property in City Hall were posted April 22nd. I've had contact with the property owner, and I just had contact with the property manager just now. Property was cited for 18215B, 1813J, 1816A, 7434A1H, 74-4C4, 7-4C5, and 94485B1E. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 30 days for code sections, 30 days or abate for code sections 18215B, 18106A, 7434A, I'm sorry, 18106A, 74-4C4, 74-4C5. 10 days for code sections 7434A1H and 60 days for code sections 1813J and 94485B1E. I have to repeat that.
All right, I was trying to keep up, but okay, so
For the paint,
18215B is you're requesting how many days?
30 days.
That's a
or
30.
abate.
18103J is 90.
60.
Oh, 60?
Yeah, with 94485B1E.
18106A was 30.
30 as well.
7434A1H was 30?
10.
10, that's a 10.
10 days or $25.
74-4C4,
30.
that was a 30. 74-4C5 was
30.
10, that was 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then 94-485 was 90.
60.
60. Man, I really got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what daily fine are you requesting if any of those deadlines are not met?
So for the 30 days, it's to abate. I kind of have to break it down to you. We got a complaint, that whole section about the alleyway and no one having access to it. So we actually ended up having the site 14th Street in LA Kursky and everybody in that vicinity. Some people have went in there and cleaned it up, and we still have some residents that have not. So we're trying to give them additional time to set it up with their own landscapers to clean out that alleyway. So that's where we're at right now. And like I explained to the gentleman just now, without him calling me and giving me access to see that alleyway, there is no way for me to know that it's been done because some other property owners have not done their part, which is why we're giving 30 days to or abate for
Okay.
those sections. And for the garbage can, it's just 10 days or $25 per day. And with 1813J, 94-485B1E, 60 days or $100 per day.
What about the tree hedge obstruction? What daily fine are you recommending? That's 74-4C4?
Yeah, that's part of
That's
the
part of the
30, yeah,
alleyway, it's the trees
the
that are
alleyway
hanging.
and everything, yes.
All right, so the city's recommendation is on the 10-day cure date, $25 a day after that, 30 days or abatement, and 60 days or $100. Okay.
Thank you.
I've got the recommendation. I've actually been looking at the photographs. So let me go to the respondent. Sir, if you could tell me your name and address, and then you could tell me about the case.
My name is Johnny Williams. I'm the property manager for the property from a company called Rental Depot.
Yes, sir.
You want my personal address?
Your company address is fine.
Okay. 1285 West Side Way, Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. We have taken care of a couple of these things. Like the alleyway was cleared at least 3 weeks ago, but the inspector says that I was supposed to call her to come look, but you know, she could have just walked right across the property and looked. But anyway, that's done. And we hired a paving contractor to fix the potholes in the parking lot and add a car stop. Keep in mind that 6 or 8 years ago, you guys cited us for the parking lot, and we did it the right way. We, had a permit, we striped it properly, put the car stops in properly and everything else. This time, in my opinion, it's just a few potholes and one missing car stop, and I don't think it needs another permit, it just needs to be repaired. I've got pictures right here showing that we've already done that. I tried to show it to her, but, she didn't want to look at it. So, but I thought she would have seen it a few days ago when she looked at the property again. But, so in my opinion, 2 of the items are finished. Other than that, we're going to move the trash cans to a spot where you can't see them from the street, and we're going to give there's a fourplex up front and a single-family home in the rear. We're going to give the fourplex a complete paint job and cleaning up. The house in the rear is already being cleaned up under a permit to repair the whole house for a fire that occurred there about a year ago.
Okay.
And so, as a part of that, the contractor is going to do an exterior paint job when he finishes. Those pictures that you guys are showing are from way back, but the house is looking good, and within a couple of months, the rear house will be painted as a part of his contract. We're going to paint the front fourplex. So really, for the things that she's asking for here, I can get them done within 30 days, but I do want some clarification on that parking lot, because I don't think we need a permit to patch a parking lot that was totally redone 6 or 8 years ago.
Okay, let me ask you a question on the painting of the buildings.
Yes.
And the one that are having the fire damage repaired. Do
Yes.
you have a sense for whether they'll be able to complete that within the next 2 months, or do you think it's going to take longer than that?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'll make sure it happens within 2 months, the exterior paint job.
Okay. And then your testimony is that the alley's been cleared out. The city, Ms. St. Hilaire is correct, the city does need to go out and put their eyes on that and take a look at it to verify that the
Well,
violations have
I
been
will-
cured.
I will invite her, and we will take a walk back there.
That would be great. Let me come back to the city on the paved and marked parking violation. Does the work to bring that into compliance require a permit, or is that work that can be done without a permit?
From my stance, I believe it does need a permit, but I'm not the one to determine that. Yesterday was when I did the inspection for the parking lot, and it still looked the same from when I first inspected it. It did have potholes. It did not look like it was done properly, which is why we always say, talk to the building department prior to doing anything so they can direct you on whether or not you do need a permit. Don't
Okay.
just go ahead and patch it. And it still looks the same. And if you look at these were pictures from yesterday. You can't be the
I
judge.
have evidence here of patching up the parking lot, if anybody
So
wants to see.
I take you at your word that
Okay.
you've done some patchwork on the parking lot, but here's how I'm gonna handle that. I'm going to give time so you're either gonna need, we'll need someone from the city to determine if the work you did required a permit or not. And first of all, if the work that was done cured the violation, and then if a permit was needed or not. As far as the code enforcement, I'm going to give you enough time to have that inspection, and if the city says that it requires a permit, I'll give you enough time to do that. I'm not going to set this up for failure, but if the city says it requires a permit, I understand you disagree with that. The work needs to be done correctly in order for it to be complied out.
I just want to note, I did like I said, I just met this gentleman for this property today, but not only did myself, but also the supervisor did speak with the owner, and we did advise them of that. And also on the notice, I put in there to obtain all required permits.
Okay.
So this is knowledge that we gave them prior to the hearing.
Okay, and what's in debate here is whether or not a permit is necessary. It says obtain all required permits, acquire all necessary permits.
So the question is going to be if the simple patching of the pothole and whatever you did that bring it into compliance with the code to satisfy code enforcement? And if it did, then the second question will be, was the work minor enough to not require a permit? I don't know. That's going to be that's going to be the decision from the building official or the building department. They're going to have to. But if they say, yeah, you should have gotten a permit for that, then I'm going to give you enough time to have that inspection and get the permitting issue resolved so that so that, you know, assuming that you proceed in good faith, you're not going to get daily fines for not being able to get it done correctly. Anything else that you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, that's about it.
Okay, anything else from the city?
That's all.
All right. I do find proper notice in this case. Property manager is present on behalf of the respondent. The city has the posting and certified mailed notice documents in its file. Based on the evidence and the testimony that I've reviewed, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, although it does sound like the respondent is making forward progress on many of these violations. I'm going to accept the city's recommendation in this case for 7434A1H, that's the trash can. I'll allow 10 days to comply. That should be a pretty simple fix. And after that, daily fines of $25 a day if compliance is not achieved within the 10 days. For 18103J, that's the exterior paint. Based on the testimony from the city and the respondent, you know, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see you bump up against the 60 days and have trouble. I'm going to give you 90 days to cure that one.
Thank you.
It sounds like you're moving forward in good faith on that, but
Yes.
there will be daily fines of $100 per day if you don't hit that 90-day mark. I'm also going to go ahead and give you 90 days on the parking lot violation. That's 94-485B1E. So you need to have that inspected for the work you did, and then, as I said, that's the city's going to have to determine if the work you did was sufficient to comply the violation, and then whether or not it required a permit. If it required a permit, you're going to need to get the permit and get it inspected. But I'm going to give you 90 days to get all that straightened out. For all the other violations which have to do with the alley, it sounds like you said you've taken care of that.
Yes, sir.
But the city does have to inspect it, so for the order, I'm going to say 30 days to comply. Based on the city's testimony, and I didn't hear anything contrary, the violations that existed, if they blocked the alley, that would be a concern for public health, safety, and welfare, so it will technically authorize the city to abate those violations if they haven't been cured. Respondent says they've been cured. You need to go ahead and have take the walk that you indicated, go ahead and walk the alley and make sure it's all complied out. So that will be the order on that case. This is a
Thank you.
3-layer order.
What's the fines for the 30 day?
For which?
The fines for the 30 days? the
It's
remaining-
abatement. The 30 days are abatement.
Abatement, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay? All right, thank you, sir.
There are no other respondents present, correct?
All right. Where shall we go?
Number 2, case number CE 21040549, case address Temple Street.
Okay, great.
either or. You could show the initial inspection first and then the one yesterday too. Good morning.
Morning.
Joseph Oliva, chronic nuisance officer for the city of West Palm Beach. This property was declared a chronic nuisance on 4/26/2021. The declaration was posted on 4/26/2021 and certified mail sent on 4/26/2021. There's been no contact with the owner nor an action plan to date. The notice of violation was posted on 5/11/2021 and certified mail sent on 5/12/2021. The property's been owned since January of 2013. Its previous adjudications were on 10/26/2020 for unsanitary conditions, overgrown grass, overgrown swale, and failure to comply. Yesterday's inspection showed excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, trash and debris, and unsanitary conditions. The city requests that the special magistrate find a pattern of nuisance activity and enter a chronic nuisance service order for services to be provided by the city to include, but not limited to, landscape maintenance, removal of any trash and debris, trimming of any trees or hedges, with access to the property and any other abatements methods necessary to keep this property in compliance.
And this is the vacant lot?
Yes, and there's houses on either side of the lot.
Yeah, but they're separate properties?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have anybody here on behalf of the respondent? The city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present, based on the notice documents in the file and the testimony. I will uphold the city's declaration of chronic nuisance. I will authorize the city to enter the property, provide chronic nuisance services to the property as requested in the testimony of the officer, and assess those costs against the owner of the property. And I will sign that order.
Thank you.
Matter number 3, case number CE 21030394, case address 614 Avon Road.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 614 Avon Road, was cited on March 18, 21. Certified mail mailed out April 30th of 21. The property was posted May 21st of 21. Was cited for 18106G, paint, exterior, and 9471C, outdoor storage. No contact with the owners of the property. Asking 30 days to comply, or $100 a day after that.
What was the outdoor storage? I missed that.
See the photos. Let's see. That's the only picture. Oh. I don't know what happened to that photo. We can withdraw the outdoor storage and leave it at the painting exterior. I'll just speak to them about the outdoor storage.
What was it?
I don't have a photo for the outdoor storage, so I'm going to just go ahead and withdraw that, and I'll speak to them about it, the outdoor storage.
Okay. All right, we do not have a respondent present, but with the certified mail and posting, the city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find property remains in violation of City Code Section 18106G. I'm not going to find a violation 9471C. That's being withdrawn. I will accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 4, case number CE 21030402, case address 922 Ardmore Road.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 922 Ardmore Road, cited March 18th, 21. Certified mail was received April 30th of 21. The property was posted May 21st of 21. The property was cited for 18106G, which is painting the exterior of the property. No contact with the owner of the property. So I'm asking 30 days to comply, or $100 a day fine after that.
All right, we do not have a respondent present, but I will find proper notice in this case. Based on the evidence, I find property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 5, case number CE 21030351, case address 2746 Lake Avenue.
Good morning, Sonia Bin, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. This property was cited on March 16. Notice of violation was posted on April 14, and certified mail was sent on March 19. This property was cited for Code 2232A and 82144. This business is operating without a valid business tax receipt. I have not made contact with the property owner.
So
The property
you have
is.
or have not?
I'm sorry?
You have or have not?
Have not.
No contact.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The property is still in violation of Code 2232A and 32144. The city is requesting a one-time fine of $250 for Code 82144 and an additional 10 days to gain compliance for Code 2232A, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Did you say 10 days?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, the city has proper notice for this violation, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the evidence and testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation. I'm going to impose a one-time $250 fine for the violation of City Code 82144 regarding business tax. And I will allow an additional 10 days to comply with the violation of 2232A. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 6, case number CE 21030506, case address 823 El Vedado.
Sonia Bin, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. This property was cited on March 25th. Notice of violation was posted on March 30th, and certified mail was sent on March 25th. This property was cited for 18106K, 7434A1H, 94442C1, and 9471C. I have made contact with the property owner. The property is in compliance for Code 7434A1H and 9471C. The property is still in hold on. The property is still not in compliance for 18106K and 94442C1. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. With the posting and the certified mail, the city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property has complied with 7434A1H and 9471C, but remains in violation of 18106K and 94442C1. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply with the outstanding violations. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 9, case number CE 21040580, case address 517 Clematis Street.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 517 Clematis Street was cited on 4/27/21. Certified mail was sent on 4/28/21. We do have a signed certified mail receipt on file. Property was posted on 5/3/21. I had an opportunity to speak to the tenant there at the location. We talked about some of the touch-up paint that needed to occur on the front of the structure. He indicated that he would take care of it. To date, it has not been taken care of. As of Friday, the property still remains in violation of 18105J, painting of the structure. The city is requesting an additional 30 days in order to comply, or a fine of $100 per day be imposed.
This is on the brown and the reddish color.
Say again, I'm sorry.
This is on that color, that dark
Yes.
gray, and also there's some, look like chipped paint on the red as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
Okay.
And it's not a huge area, but what the city is doing, we are going down the entire Clematis row, and encouraging shop owners to begin some of the cleanup.
Okay.
Okay.
I do find proper notice with the signed certified mail in this case. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 10, case number CE 21040276, case address 4600 Portofino Way.
Good morning. City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On April 13th, the property at 4600 Portofino Way was cited for unsanitary pools and spas. Property was posted May 14th. Certified mail was sent April 14th. Certified mail was received April 22nd. I have been in contact with the contractor and the property owner. Basically, the property is under full renovation, including the pool, but there is still stagnant standing water. Contractor's been diligently working to pump the pool, but it seems as soon as he gets the pool empty, he has a rain that rolls through. So I still need to see the pool either completely empty or whatever water remaining treated. The owner is aware of that. So with that being said, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
This is not an issue where it's unsecured. It's got proper fencing. It's just the water's not being.
It's just the water. I mean, they're working to try to get it drained, but I mean, Mother Nature is not being kind to them. I was there yesterday, and there was still water there. And I know we had a rain shower yesterday, so it's not helping them at all. But I do need to see the pool empty, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I will find proper notice with the received certified mail in this case. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 11, case number CE 21040306, case address 7106 Glenmore Drive.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On April 14th, the property at 7106 Glenmore Drive was cited for rental license violation and certificate of use. The unit was posted April 30th. Certified mail was sent April 15th. Certified mail was returned April 22nd. I've had no contact with the property owner. I have validated that the property is occupied by a tenant per management. With that being said, city is recommending 30 days to come into compliance or a $200 a day fine be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. With the posting following the return certified mail, I'd find proper notice even though the respondent is not present. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days to comply. After that, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 12, case number CE 21040351, case address 4069 Lake Tahoe Circle.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On April 15th, the property at 4069 Lake Tahoe Circle was cited for litter, trash, and debris throughout property and outdoor storage on property. Property was posted April 23rd. Certified mail was sent April 16th. Certified mail was received April 17th.
I have been in contact with the property owner up to yesterday. He's claiming that he still has more work to do. And upon my inspection yesterday, there's still trash throughout the property. With that being said, the city's recommending 15 days to come into compliance, or a $50 day fine be assessed until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. I do find proper notice with the received certified mail in this case. You also posted the property, so you have good notice even though the respondent is not present. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation and allow an additional 15 days for the violations to be complied. After that, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 13, case number CE 21040501, case address 966 42nd Street.
Good morning, Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 966 42nd Street was cited on 4/23/21. The property was cited on 5/4/21 and certified mail was sent on 4/26/21. The property was cited for 94-442-C1 and 94-482A. The property has since complied with 94-482A. I've had no contact with the owner. The property remained in violation of Code Section 94-442C1. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. I will find proper notice in this case. I will find, based on the testimony and the evidence, that the property remains in violation of City Codes, excuse me, Section 94-442C1, but has complied with 94-482A. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days to cure the outstanding violation. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 14, case number CE 21040655, case address 936 44th Street.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 936 44th Street was cited on 4/30/21. The property was posted on 5/4/21 and certified mail was sent on 5/3/21. The property was cited for 94-442C1 and 94-482A. The property has since complied with Code Section 94-482A. I've had no contact with the property owner. The property remains in violation of Code Section 94-442C1. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Excuse me, thank you. I do find proper notice in this case, even though the respondent is not present. I will find the property remains in violation of City Code Section 94-442C1, but has complied with City Code Section 94-482A. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 additional days to cure the outstanding violation. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 15, case number CE 21050059, case address 4214 Greenwood Avenue.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 4214 Greenwood Avenue was cited on 5/6/21. The property was posted on 5/14/21 and certified mail was sent on 5/7/21. The property was cited for 18-106A, 94-442C1, and 94-442E. I've had no contact with the owner. The property remains in violation of all code sections. The city is asking for a split order for Code Section 18-106A. The city is asking for 10 days or $100 per day. For Code Sections 94-442C1 and 94-442E, the city is asking for 30 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. I will find proper notice in this case, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I agree with the request for the split order. I'll allow 10 additional days for to cure the violation of City Code 18106A. I'll allow 30 additional days to cure the other two violations. If either of those deadlines is not met, there will be daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Jumping to police cases and the other matter agenda.
Are we starting with number 19 on the other matter agenda? Or at least we're starting with that group of cases, 19 through, 26? Okay.
We have not been sworn in. Or have not been.
You were or were not?
Not.
I didn't
Not
think
been.
you were here. Let me go ahead and
None of
swear
the
you.
people here have been sworn in either, I don't believe.
Pardon me?
I don't think anyone here has been
Oh,
sworn in.
nobody
either.
here has been sworn in. Okay, so we are moving to our 10:30 agenda. If you're going to be testifying or speaking to me about any of those items or any other matter on our agenda, and you have not been sworn in with the original group that I placed under oath earlier this morning, your testimony does need to be sworn. So if you will please stand and raise your right hands, I will swear everybody in together. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. You can have a seat. When your case is called, you can please come up to the podium to my right. The way we will proceed is after your case is called, I will hear from the city's witness or witnesses first. They'll give me testimony about the facts of the case. There may be photographs that are displayed on the monitors. You'll have an opportunity to see those. Once the city's concluded its presentation and made any recommendations for a disposition, I'll then come to you. You'll have an opportunity to either ask questions of the city's witness or witnesses or also give me additional testimony from your point of view on the matter. If you have additional documents or photographs that you want me to consider, that will be the time to produce those. Once I've heard everything from both sides, in all likelihood, I will enter an order today that resolves the matter in some form or fashion. So that is how we will proceed. Let's go ahead and get started.
Beginning with agenda item other number 24, case number CE 21050305, case address 6400 South Dixie Highway regarding Chevron Station.
All right, Sergeant Timothy Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Friday, April 19th, 2021, I was working part of the undercover operation designed to check point-of-sale vendors that they are properly checking IDs prior to selling alcohol. In order to do this, I used the confidential sources that were under the age of 21 at the time. I believe the ones were 19 for this given date. At approximately 1852 hours, the confidential source walked into the Chevron at 6400 South Dixie Highway, picked up a six-pack of Bud Light, went to the clerk, was able to purchase the alcohol without producing proper ID. Following the buy, the CI brought the alcohol back out to me, and had another agent go inside and make contact with the clerk, explain to them that she had sold underage without properly checking ID. Based on that, I believe they violated City Order 6-12, and I believe this is their second or third offense. We're asking
The agenda
for one.
says fourth offense, so can we get some
It's the same after one. It's the same. So we're asking for $500 fine.
And that's the maximum I can do?
Correct.
Okay. And the young lady is your underage?
The person pictured. She was the one that sold.
Okay, that's the clerk that sold. Gotcha.
That was the beer that was sold.
And the six-pack is what was sold?
Correct.
Thank you. All right, let me come over to the respondent. If you could tell me your name and address, and then you can proceed.
Okay, my name is Bruce Warlow. This is my business consultant, Ginny Prohaska. And I'm the owner.
Address.
Oh, address, I'm sorry. 6400 South Dixie Highway.
Go ahead, sir, thank you.
I take no, I have no issue with his assessment of what happened, but I would just like to proffer that it's been, close to 3 years since the previous offense. We've received letters from the city praising us for when they were unsuccessful in the past in trying to, do their sting operation. When we were here last, we talked with Officer Colvin and said, what can we do? What do you suggest we do to prevent this from happening? And we followed every step that he recommended. And among those steps were every new employee that comes into my store, they have to take a test that claims that they understand. It's a 10-question test laying out, all the different circumstances that could happen. They take the test. Upon completion of that test, they also sign a document that says, I've taken this test, I understand it, and I will be responsible for any fines or penalties incurred, if I sell to an underage minor. And we also have that in place with tobacco. We've also, at my expense, implemented a over $10,000 POS system that requires the cashier to punch in the number of the date of their birth before any alcohol can be sold to them. But the rub is that they have to do that. And if they don't do that and just plug in a number, in the interest of expediency to shorten the line, then all the technology in the world isn't going to resolve that situation. Finally, we've also implemented a We ID the business to come and visit our business twice a month with the sole purpose of testing the employees to see if they are carding, underage people. And so...
So you're doing the same thing that they're doing?
We're desperately trying.
We're doing everything humanly possible and to prevent this from happening. I take this very seriously. And I'm sure you understand the climate that we're in terms of hiring. I mean, it's impossible for us. We've been trying to hire people for the last 2 months with no luck at all. I just hired someone yesterday who I caught stealing on the first day of training, and I had to get rid of. And so, in fact, I had to do that minutes before coming here. And so it's a tough situation right now. But in terms, I know that has nothing to do with this, but in terms of, trying everything in our power, and I'm happy to meet with Officer Colvin to get more advice, to solicit more, help in what we can do. But between the register, the signing of the documents, the taking the test, the implementing another business to come and test our employees, I'm sort of at wit's end, if you will, on what more I can do to prevent this from happening. And I will, but that's not to say I won't continue my efforts, because, it is something I take very seriously. It's tough when I see the counter of the offense, go up, because there's never been a repeat offender, a repeat cashier that's, done it more than once. But yet, I have to take responsibility for all the different, offenses that are put on the business. So in that vein, I appreciate Officer Colvin's, efforts to keep things right, and I agree 100% with him. And I see him as a peer in trying to accomplish the same goal. And, unfortunately, I have to be right 100% of the time. And humans being what they are, I won't be right 100% of the time. And unfortunately, I don't want to be here any more than you all want me here. And so,
Okay, this is where you hire me to say it.
Okay.
No,
We do have a copy of all the documentation if you would want it, between the, with multiple safe serve courses,
Yep.
the proof of the.
No, I have no doubt of the sincerity and But, you know, I think we're all fighting for the same goal because, I mean, even, it sounds like, I know, I know, the officer knows, the consequences of underage drinking can be catastrophic, and we just have to keep doing everything we can. So, I am going to find proper notice for this hearing. I am going to find the violation to have occurred, and I am going to impose the $500 fine. Is the young lady still working for you, or no?
She is.
And I hope that you're able to make her pay that $500 fine.
She's very aware, and she, and she knows the consequence. I mean,
Their letter states, by the way, that any fee that is imposed, if he does not immediately terminate her, which very candidly right now with the help out there, he didn't, but it very clearly states that they have to pay every single penny back.
And for just, and we've got a lot of cases, but, for what it's worth, when my kids were growing up, I used to, unfortunately, there were plenty of examples. I used to cut the newspaper articles out about teenage traffic accident deaths, and I would make them read one before they went out behind the wheel, and because I want them to understand, and not, I'm not saying that that's the silver bullet, because I don't think there is one here, but, we'll all keep doing what we're doing and trying our hardest, but that is my ruling in this case, and thank you for continuing to do what you're doing.
Thank you very much. And again, Officer Colvin, anything more that you can suggest?
I think you're doing everything that you can right now. Obviously impressing upon them. Your concern about the number of repeat offenses, it's only a really concern if it happens in a short period of time.
Right.
If it's spread out like it is right now, it's not an issue. But if it's within
Well, it's been
6
almost
months
3
you're having
years.
multiple ones, then that's when we'll look at
Okay.
revoking the license and stuff.
Right.
So right now you're fine. It's
What do we
been 3
normally
years since the last, so
Okay.
it's not an issue right now.
Okay.
Officer, is there a time frame that we want the fine paid within?
It's usually within 6 months, correct? I don't know. I can't remember. 30 days.
Okay. Thank you very much. So
Here's a
ordered.
copy of
Special
your order.
magistrate, I would also indicate that even though they may have an underlying signed agreement between themselves and their worker, that the city would believe that it's the responsibility of the property owner to make that payment to the city, and they then can receive the reimbursement from their worker.
Oh, no, yeah, I
clearly
understand. I mean,
understood,
that's
right.
clearly a matter between you and your employee.
Right,
My
right.
hope is that you're able to actually make that happen
Well, we just
as a
use
lesson.
Yeah, no, there's no issue there, that's
Right.
fine.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
No, because of we were sending the same place. It's a whole story.
Matter number 20, case number CE 2105-0299, case address 329 Clematis Street, Unit B, regarding Myers Lounge.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Hello, Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Thursday, April 2nd, 2021, I was working undercover operation pointed at checking point-of-sale vendors that they're properly checking ID prior to selling alcohol. In order to do so, I used the confidential sources that are under the age of 21. I believe they're 19 at the time. At approximately 22:40 hours, the confidential sources entered Myers Lounge, 329B Clematis Street. Upon entering, they walked to the bar, made contact with a bartender that was pictured there, ordered an alcoholic beverage, tequila and water with lime. I had another agent go inside, secure that alcohol. You actually see was solid poured, and he secured it and then tossed it in the trash later. We used funds from the West Palm Beach Expenditure Fund in order to do so. Based on that, I believe that the Myers violated City Ordinance 6-12, and I think this is their first offense. Let me go back. Myers.
My
This is their
agenda
first
indicates
offense.
first offense.
We're asking for a $250 fine.
All right, let me hear from the respondent. Yes,
Hi,
sir.
Dana Rose. I represent Myers Lounge. I have the general manager, Eric, here. We were having trouble getting bartenders and employees, and we've rectified the situation.
Hang on, let me get you, if I can.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Can I take this down? Is that okay?
That's fine by me.
I'm Daniel Rose. I represent Myers Lounge. This is Eric, the manager. It's one of
Gentlemen,
those
were you
issues
sworn
where-
in already?
Excuse me?
Gentlemen, were you sworn in?
You can swear me in, that's fine. I just got here because there's.
Oh, you weren't here when I.
Yeah, I'm
sworn
attorney.
you in?
I'm attorney. I can't
Well,
lie to
you're
anyone.
counsel, so.
Yeah,
I
I'm an
mean,
attorney.
I
I'm
don't need
under.
to swear you in. if
I'm an
you-
officer of the court anyway, but that's fine.
I don't need
I'm
to swear
sorry,
you
I
in.
didn't
Go ahead.
realize you were an attorney.
Yeah, no,
The
sorry.
manager should be
So-
sworn in if he'll
yeah,
testify.
I also play one on TV, but I'm here today. Anyway, so what happened was there were issues getting bartenders, and we spoke to ATF after the incident happened. We've actually upgraded our systems. We now spend a few $1,000s. No one can get in the place now with a scanning device where you scan the ID and it tells you how old you are. So let's say they scan my Florida driver's license, it's going to say he's 46, like he can come in. So we've rectified, we accept responsibility. We just got a warning from ATF after the investigation. So if there's something you want us to pay a fine, that's fine. We're trying to just get by, and it's been rectified. It's not going to happen again, I can tell you that.
The ATF one's a separate incident.
Yeah, I was just letting you know where they went
The
with it.
ATF one was a separate incident, different
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. All right, counsel, thank you very much. Is
Thank you.
there anything else?
No, if you just wanted comments from us, that's all I was giving. I didn't think the
All right, well,
request was
I do
unreasonable.
find proper notice for today's hearing based on the evidence. I do find that the city has established the violation, and I will assess the one-time fine of $250
Would that be payable within 30 days?
within
Yeah,
30
we'll pay
days.
it, we'll pay it this week. Just tell us what to do. We accept, we won't be here again. We'll pay it right now. I have a check.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, okay. Whatever we need to. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Be welcome.
Agenda item number 25, case number CE 21050306, case address 901 Belvedere Road regarding Sitco.
Once again, Sergeant Coleman, City of West Palm Beach Police, on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. I was supervising a undercover operation in which we were checking point-of-sale vendors that they were properly checking ID prior to selling alcohol. In order to do so, we used confidential sources that were under the age of 21. I believe this one was 20 at the time, if I remember correctly. At approximately 20:43 hours, the confidential source entered Sitco at 901 Belvedere, picked up a 12-pack of White Claw, 12-ounce cans, approached the clerk, was not asked to give ID, and was served the alcohol. The incident was witnessed by Detective Knoll, Detective Etienne, and I was in the vehicle when it took place. After the interaction, Detective Etienne went inside, made contact with the clerk, advised that they had sold to somebody underage. Based on that, I believe that they violated City Ordinance 6-12. This is their fourth offense. We're asking for a $500 fine within 30 days.
All right, let me go to the respondent. Yes, sir. Tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Salman Ahmed. I represent 901 Belvedere Road, West Palm Beach.
Yes, sir.
I understand this incident happened, and my clerk made a mistake on this thing, and like the other person was explaining, we also try to do the same. We take the same measures to maintain, and this mistake should not happen. And what this officer is saying is right. It's just I am not in favor of these things, and I don't know more how to explain nicely, but this is this should not be repeated, and we are doing all these things to maintain that this doesn't happen again in the future.
All right, thank you, sir.
Magistrate, may I ask, the gentleman indicated that he represents the business. In what capacity do you represent the business?
I'm from, I don't know if I used the wrong word, but I am from 901 Belvedere. Is that supposed to be said?
In what way, sir? Do you own the business?
I manage it.
You're the manager?
Yes.
And does the owner of the business realize that you're here representing them today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
All right, anything else from the city?
Nothing on my part,
Anything
sir.
else you'd like to tell me, sir? Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, I'm very sorry, but that's all I can say, if you can.
All right, well, I do find proper notice for this case. Respondent is present. Based on the evidence, the city has established violation of City Code 6-12. I will impose the $500 fine for a repeat offense payable within 30 days. Thank you.
Okay.
Agenda item number 21, case number CE 21050300, case address 213 Clematis Street regarding Grease Bar and Grill.
All right, Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Thursday, April 2nd, 2021, I was working a undercover operation designed to check point-of-sale vendors. They're properly checking IDs prior to selling alcohol. At approximately 23:12 hours, confidential sources entered the bar at 213 Clematis Street. They made contact with the bartender and purchased a beer. I'm trying to say which Michelob Ultra in a bottle. They were sold the beer without being asked to present ID. They were 19 and the other one was 20 at the time of the operation, the ones that went there. Based on that, I believe that Grease violated City Order 6-12. I think this is their first offense. We're asking for a $250 fine.
All right, thank you. Let me come over to the respondent. Yes, sir. Tell me your name and address, please, and then you can tell me about the case.
Sure. Kipper Greist, the general manager and executive chef at 213 Clematis Street.
Yes, sir.
A Grease Burger Bar. I see the picture, so I know what happened. But I can say that that guy is not a bartender. He's one of our servers, and they're sitting at a table, which doesn't matter. But we take great pride in the fact that I think this is our first offense ever. We have a quarterly meeting for responsible vendors that every one of our staff is mandatory that they attend, where we go through situations like this. I know we haven't had one in the last year because of COVID, and apparently it's starting to drain from them. But yeah, that's us. We're 100% responsible for it. We take, we make no excuses for it. The server made a mistake.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I do have, we have proper notice. The respondent is present. I will find that the city has established a violation of City Code Section 6-12, and I will impose the first offense fine of $250. Did you say you're the executive chef?
General manager and
Do a
executive
great job.
chef. Thank you.
Good
Appreciate
food. So congratulations on that, but please stay vigilant on the issue that we're here for. So thank you very much.
Special magistrate, is that payable within 30 days?
Within 30 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 23, case number CE 21050304, case address 711 Belvedere Road regarding Shop Smart. Khan, do we have Khan here? Okay.
Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, I was supervising a undercover operation designed to check point-of-sale vendors that they're properly checking ID prior to selling alcohol. At approximately 21:12 hours, the confidential source, who was 19 at the time of the operation, entered Shop Smart, 711 Belvedere, picked up a 12-pack of White Claw, 12-ounce cans, made contact with the clerk, was able to purchase the alcohol without providing proper ID. Following the buy, the confidential source brought the alcohol back out to us. Agent ETN went back inside, made contact with the clerk, and explained to them that they had sold. Based on that, I believe Citgo's business has violated City Ordinance 6-12, not Citgo, Shop Mart had violated 6-12. And this is their fourth offense. We're asking for a $500 fine within 30 days.
Was that the right picture? It looked like the exact same door as a couple cases ago.
I might have them here. Okay. Okay. Let
me go ahead and go to the respondent. Sir, if you could tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Yeah, good morning. This is Anwarul Khan. I'm representing Shop Smart Food Store. I'm the store manager, and my owner knows that I'm here today. And we are taking the responsibility. We are very sorry, extremely sorry that thing happened. Because last time that thing happened, and we tried to improve the store, how to prevent this type of stuff, and we spent like $3,600 on new POS, which when you hit the alcohol or tobacco, it shows the date supposed to check on employees, and we put in different places that check ID must be 21 for alcohol and tobacco in 5 different places. But the gentleman was working, he was like around over 70 years old, and I think because his age and he made the mistake, and we're taking the responsibility and we'll pay the fine, and the store will pay the fine.
Thank you. Was that system in place when this happened, or is that something new that you?
Yes.
Okay. Is the employee still working?
No, I fired him.
Okay. All right. Then do find proper notice. The respondent is present. I will find that based on the evidence, the city has established a violation of City Code 6-12, and I will impose a $500 fine for a repeat violation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Is that also
Payable within 30 days.
Thank you.
I'll get it by the time we're done.
Agenda item number 22, case number CE 21050301, 736 Bunker Road, regarding Tony's Bunker.
Good morning.
Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Friday, April 19, 2021, working undercover operation designed to check point-of-sale vendors that they are properly checking IDs prior to selling alcohol. In order to do so, use a confidential source who was under the age of 21 at the time of the buy. At approximately 18:52 hours, the confidential source entered Tony's Market at 736 Bunker Road, retrieved 2 cans of Bud Light, was able to purchase the alcohol without presenting proper ID. Following that, they came out to the vehicle, gave me the alcohol, I went inside, made contact with the clerk, explained to them that they had sold to somebody underage. I believe they violated City Ordinance 6-12, and this is their first offense. We're asking for a $250 fine within 30 days.
First offense?
First offense.
That's $250 in 30 days.
Correct.
All right, let me come over to the respondent. Sir, let me go ahead and get your name and address, and then you can
Hi,
tell me.
this is Noor Kalam, 736 Bunker Road. And I have nothing to say. I just asked the customer, how old are you? She said 22. I just believe her, and I just give it to her. Nothing to say.
Sir, how do you represent the company here today?
I'm the owner. Owner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir, thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem, thank you.
The owner is present. The evidence establishes a violation of City Code Section 612. As a first offense, I will impose the one-time $250 fine payable within 30 days. Thank you, sir.
Agenda item number 26, case number CE 21050307, case address 1554 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, regarding 7-Eleven.
Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, I was working undercover operations designed to check point-of-sale vendors that are properly checking ID prior to selling alcohol. In order to do so, I used a confidential source who was under the age of 21 at the time of the operation. At approximately 23:15 hours, the confidential source entered 7-Eleven at 1554 Palm Beach Lakes. They picked up a 6-pack of White Claw hard seltzers in 12-ounce cans. Was able to purchase the alcohol without presenting proper ID. Following the buy, we made contact with the clerk, explained to them that they had sold to somebody underage. I believe they violated City Ordinance 6-12. This is their first offense, correct? And we're asking for a $250 fine within 30 days.
Okay, thank you. Let me come over to the respondent. Yes, sir, tell me your name and address and what your relationship to the property is, and then you can tell me about the case.
My name is Mohammed Ali, and 1554 Palm Beach Lake Boulevard. I am the franchisee owner of 7-Eleven at that location. And whatever the officer says, I totally agree with that. And we have special program for training our people, but unfortunately this happened in our store. So in future we will try everything to avoid this situation anymore.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The owner of the business is present. The city has established by evidence a violation of City Code Section 6-12. I will impose a first-time offense of $250 payable within 30 days.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Agenda item number 19, case number CE 21050277 701 Belvedere Road regarding BP gas station. And I don't have anyone signed in for that.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't have anyone present signed in for that. Are you here for that case? Okay.
Sir, were you sworn in when I placed everyone under oath?
Yes, I was.
All right, thank you very much.
Sergeant Colvin, City of West Palm Beach Police. On Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, I was working undercover operation designed to check point-of-sale vendors that they're properly checking ID prior to selling alcohol. At approximately 23:15 hours, the confidential source, who was under the age of 21 at the time, entered the BP gas station at 701 Belvedere. They retrieved two 12-packs of Corona Hard Seltzer, 12-ounce cans. They were able to purchase the alcohol without providing proper ID. Following the purchase, we made contact with the clerk, explained that they had sold alcohol to a minor. I believe that 7-Eleven's business violated City Ordinance 6-12. This is their first offense, correct? And we're asking for a $250 fine within 30 days.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, sir, go ahead and tell me your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
My name is Tahir Hamid. I'm the owner of 701 Belvedere Inc. And what I wanted to tell you is that we have about 12 locations in South Florida, and this is actually the first time this happens to us. All of our system have that where you scan a beer or a cigarette, and will ask the employee to go ahead and provide and ask for ID. And obviously, this employee also, he went through a training on a different location for 3 weeks with another employee, so he's very aware of that. He's only been with us for 3 months, so I really, I looked at the cameras and he was on his phone watching videos. It was at night, it was quiet, so I guess he got entertained with that, and I think that's really what happens. But we educate him a lot, and we'll tell them that this is very serious. Selling alcohol, beer to a minor, it's a serious offense, and they are responsible for this. So he made a mistake, and
Okay. Well, I appreciate your acknowledgement. I'm glad to hear it's the first time at any of your locations. That tells me you're doing something right.
Thank you.
So that's good. All right. I will find notice is appropriate. The respondent is present. The evidence establishes a violation of City Code Section 6-12, and I will impose the one-time $250 fine for a first offense payable within 30 days. Thank you, sir. Thank you, officer.
All right. Appreciate it. That's it, I believe.
We're going to do regular agenda until 11:30.
Is everybody okay? Do we need to take 5 or anything? We good? 2 minutes? All right, let's take, it's 11:05. Let's try and be back on the record by 11:10.